Hello, welcome back. Today's episode of the Menagerie series, we are going to set up our quarry and start it working to automatically gather minerals and ores and other things out of the ground for us. So I have, as I said last time, I upgraded my steam boiler to the largest size possible. And you can see we have charcoal. It lasts a good long time. Each piece of charcoal lasts 203 ticks, which is about 10 seconds or so. So we have plenty of charcoal. We're keeping it at its highest steam level, and we're keeping a steady supply of steam running through our system. Really good. I have it hooked up to the maximum number, I believe anyway, of commercial steam engines, and they all appear to be running at the maximum capacity. Of course, I don't have much for them to do, so they are just pumping away. I do love the sound effect. I don't know why. I think that's pretty cool. And again, our applied Energistics system, working right down here. You can see I've got 1,000 pieces of charcoal in reserve, and as more wood comes in, it's getting cooked up by my 2 steel furnaces. And in addition, the other thing I added was an export bus into the farm, which will supply it with dirt and fertilizer. So hopefully we'll keep the dirt and fertilizer stocked up. And I also meant to include saplings in this, so let me do that real quick, like so. And so now I should be able to see it filling with saplings. Yeah, just on the off chance that it happens to run low on saplings, it will put some in there just to make sure that it keeps full. Shouldn't really have too many problems with it, but you never know. You can see some wood just came in and it got cooked up, and yeah, there it is. It's being cooked and turned into the charcoal. So this system is working the way I would like it to for now. I still need to do a little bit more as far as automatically creating fertilizer. For now, I just created up a whole batch of fertilizer and stuck that in there so it will supply the farm. But I will get to a point where I can automatically create the fertilizer itself. So, as I said, today we are going to work on our quarry, and again, I've already made the quarry, and if you recall, it takes a total of 11 diamonds, 16 gold, I think, and 28 pieces of iron. So it's a pretty expensive little recipe, but the quarry is a pretty powerful little tool, so let's go work out how we can do things here. I had forgotten about the fact that sheep will only regrow their wool if they have grass to eat. So I have changed this a little bit to provide a block where some of the sheep could eat and then regain their wool. But still keeping up with that, and it looks like I have myself a dark mage visitor. So he is going to want to rumble, I know. He's already casting spells at me. Come on, buddy, come on. Ah, haha, gotcha. Where's that zombie at? Come here, you too. Oh, you set me on fire, you sucker, you. Haha, there we go. Alright, done and done. Let's go back up here and close my gate, just so I don't think the animals can get out of there, but just in case. Have a little baked potato. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do is for right now, I'm going to put the quarry over here, and I'm going to put the quarry above ground. Now, when I get to the point where I'm actually ready to use this, I'm not going to be putting it above ground, but I wanted to put it above ground for now so you can see it and see how it works. So that probably wasn't very clear. I'm putting the quarry above ground now so you can see how it works, but in the future I'll be putting the quarry underground. This quarry will dig out this space that's defined by this yellow and black lines, and it will dig straight down as far as it can. So when it's done, there'll just be this gaping hole of what it dug out, which is not very nice or pleasant to look at. So normally what I'll do is I will take the quarry and put it underground a few levels so that it will dig below that and leave this top area alone. But for right now, I just wanted to show you how the quarry works, and it's easier to see that if it's here. So the first thing I need to do is I need to provide the quarry with power. And as we already know, our power comes from our steam boiler. And so I'm going to tap into the power here. I brought with me some more of these golden kinesis pipes, and I'm just going to run them out here and to the side of the quarry. I can actually put it into any of the sides, but I'm going to put it into the side here just because that should look the best. And so, like I said, I just need to run the pipe over like so. Try to put it where it's supposed to go. There we go. So now it's getting power, and you can see that once it has power, this thing will come out and start building the framework. It's going really quickly because, again, I have quite a bit of power. And once it starts building the framework, it will start digging up what is here. So we'll see that here in just a few minutes, because obviously this is going very fast. It won't take long. And when it starts digging things up, it's going to spin them out of this top area here that looks like this hole. It's where they're going to come out of. So there goes the arm, and you can see things are spitting out. So I am going to shove a chest there, and then that will put the stuff into the chest. So now you can see this arm is digging very quickly, and it's very quickly chewing through the landscape here, which is very nice. And you can see it's putting everything that it mines up into this chest. Now I'm going to break the power for a minute. It will run for a little bit because, like most devices, there's a little bit of internal buffer storage that it keeps. And you can see it's kind of slowing down as it gets to the end of its power. And almost there. It's slowing down. But as you can see, it's filling up this chest with whatever it has dug up. Now, when I set this quarry down, you notice it made that little framework, and that was the space that this arm moves and digs up. I can actually change the dimensions that it digs using something called a marker, I believe it's called. Landmarks. They're called landmarks. And I can use a landmark to have it build any type of square area that I would like, make it bigger or smaller. I tend to favor having the smaller areas because it will get down to the levels where the good minerals and ores are at faster. The downside there is that once, of course, it's done digging, you have to pick up the quarry and move it to the next location that you want it to dig. So if you use a larger area, you don't have to move it as often. So there's sort of a trade-off there. It really kind of depends on, what you're trying to accomplish. Probably the first few times I'll have it with these smaller areas to get down to the minerals and ores faster. And then after that, I'll make a larger area so that I don't have to check on it quite so often. So again, we have the quarry filling up this chest with anything it's collected, which is basically all there is to the quarry. That's it. It mines stuff up, you provide it with power, and it mines the things up, and if you put a chest here, it can stick it in there. I could also use some transport pipes to move the items, into my base if I wanted to do it that way. But what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to hook it up to my applied Energistics system because, well, why not? That's why I have the system, right? So all I need to do is get some of these ME cables that I made, and I'm going to run this out. And what I've done is I already went ahead and made an import bus. And remember, imports the items into the applied Energistics system. And I'm just going to attach it to the side of this chest. So that will just take anything. It's a basic import bus, so it doesn't have any type of configurations or anything does. It'll take anything and move it. And if I'm lucky, I will now have enough ME cabling to connect these things together, which Believe me, this ME cabling is pretty expensive stuff. At least it's been difficult for me to make. All right, so now it's all connected, and I should be able to see, yeah, there you go. See, things are coming out of this chest, and they are going into the applied Energistics system. Now, it's not very fast. As you can see, it's, you know, one item at a time. I could use the other import buses, say the precision import bus, which is the next higher tier of import bus, and if I made that and used it, I think I can move a stack at a time, which of course would be a lot faster. But for right now, that's what I'm going to do, and it should be okay. So I'm going to hook this back up to power, and like so. And so once again, my arm starts moving. You can see this blue line of power is very strong, supplying a lot of power. It's filling stuff up, and it's going to fill up this chest much faster than my simple import bus can take the items out. So I will have to get to a point where I'm going to use a higher tiered import bus, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to let this arm operate. There is some quartz dust right there, which is what I need to build some of these. I need more of that in order to build these ME cables. Like I said, it uses a lot of this Certus quartz, and sometimes that stuff is pretty hard to find. So that's pretty nice that I already got some there. And as you can see, this is all there is to the quarry. It digs, it digs, it digs, and that's what it's all about. So I'm going to let that run for a while. We'll come back and you'll see the big gaping hole that it has generated. But what I need to do right now is, well, I need to go inside, first of all. But what I need to do next is I need to work on doing something. Close it. These guys like to run out. The sheep like to be around grass, so they like to run out, and I have to be very careful with them. Oh, well, so do the cows too, but they're not quite as desperate for the grass. Anyway, what I need to do now is I need a lot of string. String for a couple of different uses. I can use string to make wool for one, but there's another use that I want string for, which I don't want to reveal just yet. But I do need, or I would like to have quite a bit of string. And the thing with string, let me see if I know I have some. There's 8 pieces of string there. And do I have any over in this chest? No, so I've got 8 pieces of string. The thing with string is you can, you get it usually from fighting spiders, of course. They sometimes drop string, but, and then the Highlands mod adds these cotton plants, which will give you a string, but they are not a, how would I describe it? They're not like a harvestable product that I can plant them and they'll grow more, you know, like wheat. If you plant a wheat seed, it grows in the wheat, and then when you harvest it, you get the wheat plus more wheat seeds to replant. The cotton plants don't work that way, so it's not a great source of string. The other source of string is silk wisps, and silk wisps are obtained from silky propolis. Silky propolis comes from silky combs, and silky combs come from tropical bees and a few other types of bees. But I can get it from tropical bees, which are found, as you can see here, at the second line from the bottom. It says Forestry for Minecraft, and above that it says Jungles. So I can sometimes find tropical bees in the jungle. So I want to find some tropical bees, which is not as easy as you might think. In all the explorations that I have done, and I apologize, my map is not loading up properly. There we go. All of this exploration that I have done in these areas, none of this is jungle. There's all kinds of different biomes, but none of them are jungle biomes. And which means that I need to go searching even farther away. Now, this over here looks somewhat promising. You see how lush it looks and how very green. It could just be a large forest, but it could potentially be jungle land. So I would like to go there. What I know, though, is traveling by foot is, well, slow for one, and for two, I can't make it very far without it being night. So I'd like to have a better way of traveling. And so I'm going to work on that here in a few minutes. So I'll be right back. All right, we are out in the fields outside of home base there. And we have a ton of horses. And there's donkeys and there's more horses. And there's probably an issue with the spawning system and how I have it set up that's causing me to have so many horses. But as you can see, there are a ton of horses, and horses represent a very, very efficient way of traveling because they are much faster than walking about. So all I need to do, and the nice thing about having so many horses around is options. I can choose, what do I want? There's some brown and white horses there. There's donkeys. This guy is brown with black on his back area, and this guy is like a light gray or a light brown and white colored. And there's a brown one over here that has white spots. Look at that guy. He's got little white polka dots almost, white hoofs. And there's a white horse, and there's a darker colored horses there, and there's another one with just a few white spots on him, and that guy is like a grayish color. So I've got, and there's a random penguin for some reason. This is not the glacier area. Where did you even come from? Did you walk from all the way over there? You did walk from all the way over there. Any particular reason why? Okay, well, whatever, dude. So yeah, I have sort of my pick of horse colorations that I can choose from here. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit out of loss. I know I don't want a solid white one. That's just sort of a boring coloration, I think. And this guy's kind of cool with the white fetlocks, and these guys are all pretty cool. The gray ones, again, this brown one, a little too monocolored. You know, let's go look over at these guys over here. There's another white horse there. There's this guy here. Boy, oh boy, it's almost like there's too many choices. I was thinking I'd go, when I got to the point where I was ready to find a horse, I'd be lucky to find one, and I would just take whatever came along. So I wasn't expecting that I would have to choose between so many different horses. And I don't see any over on this side. You can see my quarry arm working feverishly over there. So I think what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm really kind of at a loss. I'm not sure what I really want here out of a horse, as far as the color goes. So I think I'm just going to be fairly random, and I'm going to pick this guy. How are you doing? Hey, what's up? Okay. All right. So I'll say first that I'm using vanilla Minecraft horses. I'm not using the Project Zulu horses or the Mo Creatures horses. Those mods had horses before vanilla Minecraft did, and their horses are probably better, but I want to stick to a system that I know about and that other people, if you're not playing with those mods, you can get in on. I like you already because you levitate above the ground. Ooh, witty. Now, taming the horse is sometimes a bit of a challenge. Let me eat my potatoes, because you don't want to tame a horse on an empty stomach. But what you do is you get on his back, and he will run around a bit, and then he bucks you off. He just bucked me off. So let's see if we can do it from this point of view. Probably not, because I don't know that I can do that. So let's do it from this point of view. There we go. So where's that horse? Let's go back over there and click him. I'm on him, and then see he bucks me off. And you keep doing that, and boy, he's a feisty one. And eventually, these hearts will appear over the horse, and that will mean that he has decided to accept you as his new owner. So I'm working on him. Ah, there we go. So now he is my horsey. All right, so now I can ride him, of course, but if I get off of him and do that, I can put on a saddle, which allows me to control him, and I can give him some armor so that he doesn't get hurt. There we go. So if we get out of that, oh, look at how sharp he looks with that golden or that diamond colored armor on there. He looks very sharp. And so now I have a horse, and as you can see, the horse moves a lot faster than I do when I'm walking or running even. And the horse also will go up one high changes in elevation, or one, without having to jump, which you have to do if you're walking yourself. You have to jump it. And he can jump too, like that. And, ooh, looks like he can jump pretty darn high. So you hold the space button, and down below you have my hotbar on the very bottom, and above that, the life levels and everything. On the right-hand side, where there's normally my hunger bar, this is now replaced by the horse's health. I'm not exactly sure what that icon is supposed to be. To me, they look like hot air balloons. But the horse has 22 hit points, which would be represented by 11 icons, so that's why you see 10 and then one up top. And then there's a meter bar below that, and when I hold the space button, you can see it goes up and down like that. And if you get it to the very end in the yellowish colored area, then that's when you hit the maximum jump height of the horse. So he looks like he jumps pretty darn high, which is good because, like I said, he can run up one high like that, but he can't run up a two high, which is like this. He can't go up that. But if I jump him, then he can get up there. See that? So you can use him to climb. Oop, I hit. Oh, get off of there. Get off of there. Oh, see, he hit that cactus thingy. So you do have to be careful with him. He can get hurt. So he's hurt now, but he will heal up over time. And now I can use the horse to run around and hopefully be able to find a jungle biome, which is, like I said, I need to find in order to get some tropical bees. So that's what I will do for the next episode. And for today, I think that's all we're going to do. We have, let me do this, and I'm going to get out. I brought a lead with me because I didn't want him to wander away like he's doing. Come back here. And just we'll hook you up to there, and that way you'll be safe. So yeah, today's episode, we built our quarry, and it looks like our quarry has stopped working. Let's go check it out. Maybe it's already done. Look at all the stuff it's dragged out of there. Certus quartz and copper and iron, kimmerite, the flint, and of course lots of dirt and cobblestone and other stuff. So you gotta be very careful. Yeah, oh geez, I'm so afraid I was gonna fall down there. So the quarry has dug all the way down to bedrock. That's the bedrock down there. It can't dig bedrock at all, of course. And so I'm very nervous being on the edge of this. Yeah, so that's how quick that quarry is with the steam power that I've been providing it. It dug all the way down there in that span of time it took me just to go out and get a horse. But it dug everything up, plunked it all into this chest, and now everything's being fed into my applied Energistics system, which for right now, again, all it really does, other than store stuff, is take care of my tree farm. I realize I sometimes move my mouse too fast, and that probably makes people dizzy, and I'm sorry. But my tree farm and my steam boiler and such. So yeah, we are doing well, and I will move the quarry again. Like I said, I will be putting it underground because, again, as mentioned, now I have this big giant gaping hole in just the middle of the earth here, and obviously that's not very pleasant to look at. So I'll go through and I'll be putting in grass or dirt and grass to cover that back up in the top. And there's actually even automated ways to do that, but it's just a lot simpler if I don't allow it to happen in the first place. But, so yes, quarry has been built, which is good, and we have a horse, which is also good. So next episode, we will go searching for a jungle biome, and hopefully be able to find some tropical trees. But that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you once again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.